Chairman, we are live.
Great. Thank you very much, Mark. So at this time, I'm going to call the meeting to order at 7:04 p.m. This is a regular meeting of the Baldwin Park Planning Commission for September 23rd, 2020. Commissioner Garrido, would you mind leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure thing, Chairman Saenz. Go ahead and just keep your microphones on mute and place your right hand over your heart and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Garrido. At this time, Madam Secretary, will you please call roll?
Thank you, Chair. Chair Christopher Saenz.
Here.
Vice Chair Edwin Borques.
Here.
Commissioner Edith Flores.
Here.
Commissioner Christopher Garrido.
Present.
And Commissioner Marlon Garcia.
Thank you very much. At this time, since Marlon hasn't joined us, I make a motion to excuse Marlon from tonight's meeting.
Second.
Great. Thank you, Commissioner Borques. Madam Secretary, will you please call roll?
Chair Christopher Saenz.
Yes.
Vice Chair Edwin Borques.
Yes.
Commissioner Edith Flores.
Yes.
Commissioner Christopher Garrido.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So motion passes 4-0. Marlon is excused from tonight's meeting. At this time, we're going to move on to public communication. Madam Secretary, at this point, have you received any communications from the public?
I'd like to defer to Ron Garcia, City Planner, at this time.
Noted.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Go
thank
ahead,
you,
Ron.
Esther. We did receive a letter of concern regarding an item on the agenda, and that person has been notified that the item is being requested for to be continued to the second meeting in October. But those are all the comments, communication that we've received so far.
Great. Thanks, Ron. So I think at this point, since we're not opening the public hearing for any of the items, I think we just continue this communication to next meeting. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So at this time, I'm now going to close the public communications and move on to the consent calendar. I make a motion to adopt the action minutes from August 26, 2020.
Second.
Thank you very much. Madam Secretary, will you please call roll?
Thank you, Chair. Chair Christopher Saenz.
Yes.
Vice Chair Edwin Borques.
Yes.
Commissioner Edith Flores.
Yes.
And Commissioner Christopher Garrido.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Motion passes 4-0. Action minutes from August 26, 2020 have been adopted. Moving on to set matters public hearing. Number 2, a request for consideration of a recycling facility within the industrial commercial zone pursuant to table 153.050.020 in the city's municipal code, location 3026 Fraser Street. Applicant Walter Gonzalez Reyes, case number CP 892. This was continued from August 26, 2020. Mr. Ron Garcia.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, staff is requesting that the Planning Commission continue the item to a date uncertain in order to allow the applicant to continue working with staff based on comments that were provided at the last Planning Commission meeting with respect to the operation egress of the proposed recycling facility. The reason for a date uncertain is just to make sure that we don't put a specific date of the 28th just in case it needs to go beyond that, and we don't have to have a public hearing to essentially continue that to another hearing date. So that is all for now, and we're just simply asking that they continue the item to a date uncertain.
Noted. Thank you very much, Ron. So at this time, I'm going to make a motion to continue this item to a date uncertain.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Garrido. Madam Secretary, will you please call roll?
Thank you, sir. Chair Christopher Saenz.
Yes.
Vice Chair Edwin Borques.
Yes.
Commissioner Edith Flores.
Yes.
Commissioner Christopher Garrido.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great. Motion passes 4-0. This item has been continued to a date uncertain. Going to move on to item number 3, a request for consideration of an auto body repair facility within the industrial commercial zone pursuant to table 153.050.020 in the city's municipal code, location 4258 Elton Street. Applicant Sergio Bello, case number CP 886, Mr. Ron Garcia.
Thank you, Chairman. The same is being requested here, that the Planning Commission continue the item to a date uncertain. There were some outstanding items that needed to be submitted to staff from the applicant, and I'm happy to report that that information was given today. But just in case, want to make sure we don't postpone to a specific date hearing, so that way we don't have a hearing just to continue the item. So staff is requesting that the Planning Commission continue to a date uncertain. But staff, based on receiving the information, most likely will be scheduled for the October 28th meeting.
Noted. Thank you very much, Ron. So at this time, I make a motion to move this item to a date uncertain.
I
Second.
second that.
I'm sorry, was that Ms. Flores or was that Mr. Borques?
Ms.
That
Flores.
second, Ms. Flores?
Thank you, Edwin.
Thank you.
Madam Secretary, will you please call roll?
Thank you, sir. Chair Christopher Saenz,
Yes.
Vice Chair Edwin Borques,
Yes.
Commissioner Edith Flores,
Yes.
and Commissioner Christopher Garrido.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The motion passes 4-0. This item has been continued to a date uncertain. We're going to move on to reports of officers. Once again, Mr. Ron Garcia.
Perfect. Thank you, Chairman. Mark, if you could bring up the slide. Thank you, Mark. As you may recall, city is undergoing a downtown specific plan update. You guys took part in a joint Planning Commission City Council meeting, introducing the update on the consultant that is working on the specific plan update. Just a friendly reminder that next week, Tuesday, we'll be having the community focus group meeting regarding the downtown specific plan next week, Tuesday, September 29th at 6:30 p.m. The flyer you see here that you have received does provide the Zoom webinar ID and passwords for you guys to join. Staff today took part in a presentation meeting with the consultant. I will say that you guys are in for a treat, and as well as the community on the presentation that will be given next week on Tuesday. So we're really looking forward to having you guys participate and getting your input as staff undergoes this process for the specific plan update. And please, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me in preparation for that meeting date. But I will follow up with the reminder tomorrow and then also next week. And I just wanted to report that to the Planning Commission. In addition to that, leading up, we'll share that information at the time of the focus group meeting. This will be the kickoff to the 3-day charrette. If you remember the consultant mentioning that the city is going to be going through a 3-day community charrette in October for 3 days. And so really important to get your participation in those 3 days as well. I will say, just based on experience with charrettes, with this type of process, you guys are also in for a treat for those charrettes. Again, due to COVID, these meetings are going to be taking place virtually, and so we're going to do the best we can to organize these community meetings virtually. But really looking forward to having you next week, and also at the charrettes next month in October. And finally, just wanted to put that in there as well, even though I don't have, I'll follow up with an invitation, is that as you may know, staff is also undergoing the housing element update, the safety element, and environmental justice element of the city's general plan. And so our first community meeting that we're going to have is at the end of October on the 28th. So I just want to throw those dates out there so that way you have them, and you as the planning commission can take part in those community meetings, because your input is vital to the success of these planning documents and future for the city. But that is all I wanted to report, and happy to answer any questions.
Hey, Ron, thank you very much for these dates. It's actually really exciting that we're getting so close. Just to kind of like clarify, is this focus group meeting invitation only for immediate stakeholders, and then the charrettes are for the general public, or is the general public also involved or invited to the focus group?
No, the general public is also invited to the focus group. Thank you for that. If you know of anybody, please forward the invitation that I sent you to anyone that you may know that may be interested in taking part in the community meeting. So it's not only stakeholders, but also open to the community as well.
Noted. I thank you very much, Ron. I appreciate it. So at this time, I'm going to move on. Commission, does anybody have any questions of staff? Any comments before I adjourn tonight's meeting?
Yeah, just going back on Commissioner Garrido and Chairman Saenz, is that gonna be an expanded car wash on Francisquito and Baldwin Park Boulevard? What will go on that corner, Ron?
Oh, the Francisquito, yes. So it's going to be a car wash. It's one of those where it's a quick car wash where you go in, you pay for a specific type of car wash, and at the end you'll be able to clean and vacuum. That project actually is in plan check right now. It's getting close to building permit issuance, and so you're going to be seeing some activity there as well. So we're really excited. The developer's been moving really fast on that. So that's what's taking place on that corner lot.
Thank you, Ron.
All right, everybody. So this time I'm going to make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Garrido. Madam Secretary, will you please call roll?
Thank you, Chair. Chair Christopher Saenz,
Yes.
Vice Chair Edwin Borques,
Yes.
Commissioner Edith Flores,
Yes.
Commissioner Christopher Garrido.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great. Motion passes 4-0. Meeting is adjourned at 7:17 p.m. Viva Baldwin Park.
Viva Baldwin
Viva
Park.
Viva
Baldwin
Baldwin
Park.
Park.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.
Have a good one.
Have a good night.
Thank
good
you. Good night.
Good night.